710 ESPN Seattle presents Brock and Salk's Wrap-Up.
Powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
Lots of movement over there on Montlake. Coaches coming and going. What does it all mean? I'll tell you next. Four new defensive coaches in the fold. Doug Nussmeier now officially heading out the door. Going to be the offensive coordinator at Alabama. So what does it all mean for Steve Sarkisian and his staff? I think a couple things very clearly. Number one, the hiring of Justin Wilcox, who's a very desired guy on the coaching front. The ability then to bring in a Tosh Lupoi over the weekend from Cal Berkeley, a Peter Sermon, a Huard down there at Oregon State. What those four hires represent to me, and this has nothing to do with a alum of the University of Washington. This is a college football analyst, and I guarantee you, if I had 10 of my friends and colleagues there at ESPN weigh in on this as well, they would say the same thing, that this University of Washington program and those jobs are still highly desirable. That I know Peter Sermon, I know him from my playing days, I know Justin Wilcox as well. They looked at this situation much like Lupoi did down at Cal, maybe Lupoi with a few extra bucks in the pocket as well, and said you can win at the University of Washington. New stadium, lots of resources, a wonderful fan base, a lot of tradition. And Scott Woodward, the AD as well, is in this conversation because he's the one that says to his CEO, Steve Sarkisian, yes, you need to spend $400,000-500,000 on a defensive line coach and name him a run game coordinator, which you don't see in college football. You have to do that to get the best recruiter on the West Coast here. Then Steve, go and get it done. So it starts from the top for me. Very desirable jobs filled by some of the best candidates on the market now. As for losing Doug Nussmeier to Alabama, read into this a couple ways. Scott Woodward has a relationship with Nick Saban. They knew each other back at LSU, those SEC roots. Scott Woodward thinks the world of Nick Saban. Nick Saban's been involved in the hiring process through conversations there at the University of Washington, and I'm sure that Scott Woodward and Steve Sarkisian said to Nick Saban, this guy can coach. He's really good. He's interviewed for head coaching jobs. He interviewed for head coaching jobs this offseason. He runs a system that Nick Saban wants. He's a pro-style guy. They're going to run the ball. And for Doug Nussmeier, I know this in talking to him, it was ultimately an offer he just could not refuse and turn down, much like Tosh Lupoi ended up being unable to turn down to come to the University of Washington.